Basically, as a Muslim woman, there's a lot of stereotypes out there about what a Muslim woman is about, what she's like. It's a bonus if you have a brain. If you wear a hijab, people assume you don't have an opinion. They assume that you can't do something by yourself. The amount of non-Muslim friends who've come up to me and asked me, does my husband make me wear the hijab? Does my husband allow me to leave the house? Does my husband allow me to have a job? I mean, sometimes I laugh these things off, but ultimately I think it's really sad that in 2010 people of my age and my peers think like this. And I think it's mostly because there's not a great deal of contact that people have with Muslims, and there's also a lack of communication out there. And I think those things combined lead to stereotypes and misconceptions. So the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is a role model for Muslims all over the world, including women. Before the Prophet, peace be upon him, women didn't have a very good status in 7th century Arabia. They weren't treated as equals. Because of his intervention, women were allowed to inherit property, they were given rights, they were allowed to have an education. And if you just look at the Prophet, peace be upon him, as a person and the way he lived his life, that itself is very inspiring in terms of how he treated women, his mother, his sisters, his wives. And in fact, he married a woman who's 15 years older than him, who had far more in terms of monetary wealth and status than he had. And this is groundbreaking stuff, really. I mean, there's many men out there who wouldn't be able to do that now. He was definitely a role model for women and an inspiration. And also, he encouraged women to play an active role in society. For many Muslim women, they often think being a mother or a daughter or a sister is enough. And while that is the most, one of the most valuable contributions a woman can make to any society, as a Muslim, the teachings of the Prophet tell me that I must contribute fully to my society, and it's an obligation on me as a Muslim woman to make sure that I do that, and I find that really inspiring. So because of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him's intervention in elevating the status of women, you found that women started to become calligraphers, lawyers, academics, and this wasn't happening before until the Prophet promoted the rights of women. And to this day, if you look across the Middle East and the Muslim world, there are many, many educated women who are excelling in their fields. And sometimes people in the Western world in particular are shocked when they hear about this. But some of the greatest writers, travellers, scientists, they are from that part of the world, and they are women.